All right, so let's go over this chart recap. I took a break even on a show, which was a short, and yeah, let's go over the reasoning, whatnot, um, why I took this trade, and and yeah. So let's start from daily here. You have to excuse me. I don't have before I close this, I don't have the chart view, so I'll have to switch between these two. But that's pretty much the same. So the weekly here, it's opening high first, right? We engage with this high, and it looks like we failed to manipulate it, right? But if you look at RB, it's really just not displacing through it. And although the weekly candle is very large, you can trade this day as a retracement lower, right? It makes sense. It's probably a retracement here, well, it's an expansion candle here. So I'll go over why I took HO, but ideally you take RB, and it would have delivered. So a mistake on my part right there. But why even short here? Because we don't have SMT, right? This is not really a swing point. So why did I short these? Oh, well, the answer relies all on the uh gold, silver, and the indices we're doing. As you can see here, we have, even though this is not the cleanest, not something I would trade, um, we have one stage, we produce low, and obviously where that's happening, it's not super relevant, right? If you go to daily, um, well, it's not even, wait, what? Okay, so that's bugged. Yeah, so it's we produce low like that. It's not showing on the daily apparently. I don't know why. Anyways, right? So S&T there, right? End up trading higher and we expand higher, right? After, actually, it's just one day of expansion, so it probably is a retracement, but the moment we engage with this high, this will result in expansion day lower, right? It can only be a reversal day, which we do have SMT with that high right there. But the reason I didn't trade that is because we had two stage and it failed. I believe it was in the 90-minute. Somewhere in this candle right here, gold didn't take the high right there, so we had two stage like that. So if that was gonna be, even though obviously you're trading a 4-hour wick, if that was gonna be high at that, that was a very good candidate. So we had it somewhere here. Yeah, there is. That was this high, right? It's like that, and we just didn't displace lower. Then we took the high, and we actually ended up expanding lower. I saw this more so as a retracement, rather than a true reversal, because we had to stage and it failed. That should never happen, right? We had no news that caused this, so it's just a very deep retracement, right? But it mostly comes down also to indices, right? You can tell YM, which is extremely bullish, and these assets right here, right? I'll go over why. There's a trade here potentially, but I'll go over why I didn't take it. So these assets are like, day opens low first. We have no more draws on liquidity to the left, right? So we hit this. This candle does reverse because it's a large wick. What should 10 do? Should reverse, right? It's exactly what it does. So arguably could have traded it, but I'll go over why it didn't. And so that only leaves me with oils to trade. So right here, if you look at right at 10 right here, which is where you'll be trading this, there's a V shape and whatnot. YM already hit all-time highs. There's really just nothing for YM to trade. Like I cannot assume YM is gonna fail to manipulate all-time highs and trade higher. I cannot do that. The only thing it can do is either reverse consolidate, and so like this is a very good place to potentially reverse and for that to be a retracement, and that means that this is probably not gonna work. There's no strength switch here, so even though we are failing to play high of day, obviously, or even you could say we're failing to a previous day's high, so in case you expand so well, I still always want to have a drawn liquidity open, even if you're failing to play the high, right? Let's say there was a swing here, daily swing, we left, beautiful, I can trade and queue higher, because YM has a reason to go higher as opposed to it's trending all-time highs, right? You could say that technically you could expect RTY to break SMT, So you could expect this to expand, and then so this asset should either consolidate or expand higher as well. But I don't like to do that. I personally don't use RTY this way. But that can absolutely explain why that happened, right? Well, this actually reversed. Also, like personally, there's no trades for me on ES because you're just longing higher day. There's really no draw liquidity, right? Here, obviously, there's like opening price because you're trying to trade a reversal candle. Right here, it's already a reversal candle, right? Not the largest wick, but we're probably not gonna get there. So yeah, really just no established strong liquidity for me. It's just a hard pass. So that pretty much leaves me with oils, and that's the only option because this is a very deep retracement. These are already overextended, right? So can't really trade any of these. I can only trade oils if I want to. Obviously, if there is a high probability sequence, I'll happily trade oils. Why not? So what did that got deleted? So it's not the cleanest tile day. I'll say that, but I'm trading reversal sequence exactly for that. I wasn't on the chart at 6, but so there's a 2-stage like that on HO. Right. So it's obviously leaving fair swings. So it's not the best thing in the world. So what do I wait for? Fair to manipulate, right? Because initially we did have SMT with this low. As soon as we failed to manipulate this low, I'm assuming we should go lower, right? Okay, I don't know what happened there. So I just marked out, technically this is pretty this low, right? But you should look, it's not a swing. So I really don't care about that. This is literally why I took HO. And technically it was the weakest as well. Just a very poor delivery. You'll see in a second. But yeah, we are overextended. I'll definitely say that. So I'm using a 90-minute because we already had hourly SMT fill, by the way. Right there, which you could have shorted, I guess, since we're front up with this, but it's not really close proximity to this low. I'm not really convinced we have to get there. And also, this asset just ended up not really reversing. If you look inside of here, it didn't really reverse. At the same time, RB, right? This is where we had our SMT fill. You can see it's gonna be very, very close to this high, which would just be a 90-minute. So that's exactly what I waited for. Right here, 90-minute SMT fill, right? Which unfortunately not 2 stages, was almost PSP. But either way, right? So it's literally the same. There, that actually closes translation PSP, right? So when we look inside of this, immediately I actually took it on the 1 minute. That is my entry right there. And as you can see, just on the 1 minute, this is 11 AM open. So 11 opens high, SMT with a key level, just B shape on every single asset. And I don't know why this is like this. And we print a gap. This is exactly where I enter from. And I have my TP. This low actually got a little bit of better fill, allowed me to get almost 3R to these equal lows, right? So I don't really care if this low is hit because that's not a relevant swing. It's not a swing. These are just equal lows. So I enter here, right here. Once we displace like about 2R, I believe it's around here. Once we displace about 2R, there's a new invalidations. Obviously this price action doesn't look the cleanest, but if you look over this asset, right, especially once we get this CSD here on RB, I'm convinced that we should go for this low and we should come back to my entry. That is normally we shouldn't do that and good price action, but we do. So I get stopped out right here. I don't know why. If I show you CL, you'll see this asset, like besides from this, which is not the cleanest reversal signature, does expand a little bit, but ultimately just ends up consolidating here. So yeah, so the first mistake, I mean, actually it's the only mistake I made here, just not taking RB. Obviously this looks like the weakest, and technically it is, right? It's just spaced out. This is way smaller 90-minute, So on the lower time frame, it's the weakest. So I'm assuming both houses should get here. And so I'm seeing this more so as not the clean. I mean, it's a very clean CSD. If I wanted to wait for the gap, which is exactly what I did here for a gap, I would enter the here, market order. There's no reason to not enter there. And I'll definitely TP here. This is a daily swing. Obviously, it's not a relevant daily swing, but it can cause a deep retracement that can happen. And so you could get stopped out, especially if you're trading low dip. You definitely want to partial here, right? So I should definitely take in this, which again, I would actually close here at around 3R because of consistency rule, bro. But yeah. So I took it here, just way better lower time frame signature, in my opinion. This is a way better gap to trade lower from, I believe. And as you can see right there, so I got stopped out on this candle. I'll show execution in a second. And yeah, I'm delivered afterwards. I really don't know why we had to do this. I don't think it was news. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, just poor delivery. Pretty good trade. Definitely low in the range, but especially when we're dealing with like equal lows, right? I am willing to trade this right here. And again, not the cleanest high there, but since we failed to manipulate lows, we come so close to these lows, I'm assuming we should definitely get there, right? So these are the executions right here. Yeah, enter there, and I got stopped out break even. So pretty unfortunate, but nonetheless, very good trade. And yeah, just what could have done better is just take it on RB, right? Because technically this is the better draw. This is probably is a retracement day. So this definitely has the better draw liquidity. But nonetheless, like most of the time they both deliver this low. I know that from our experience. So yeah, obviously you're just not taking CL because CL is the strongest in this case. You're gonna trade the weakest, and arguably you could say these two are pretty clear contenders of which one of these is the weakest. This is closest to the low, right? It has a better gap, but this on the higher time frame is the weakest, right? So arguably, it's very hard. It was very hard for me to choose, so I just chose this because of the lower time frame, right? And yeah, so that's just gonna be it.